Warning. This show may contain offensive content. Viewer discretion is advised.
Engines were ablaze, cameras rolling hard in a wild twisted maze. Levers stealing fire, the open roads are thrown. Back in life televised, we're breaking every bone. Adrenaline surges, brace for the fall. Hitting it with HardWire, hear the engine scream. Living fast and reckless, this is our family dream. Riding hard, never slowing in the spotlight we shine. A biker's faithful journey, this life is ours divine. Hitting it with HardWire, the crowd screams the name, chasing down the shadow for addicted to the fame. Chains rattling loud, the brotherhood's alive. Every episode gets better, we're here to survive. Some dust till dawn, we're the kings of this road. Hitting it with HardWire, hear the engine scream. Living fast and reckless, this is our family dream. Riding hard, never slowing in the spotlight we shine. A biker's faithful journey, this life is ours divine. On the edge of chaos, we embrace the fear. Hitting it with HardWire, we'll always be here.
Hey, welcome to Hitting It with HardWire. What's happening, everybody? How's everybody doing? What an interesting day we had yesterday. The riverboat is not until April 18th. I was doing some research, and I've always wanted to go to one of them really big, ginormous fireworks displays. And it turns out every year, not even that far from here, they have one of the biggest fireworks displays in all of North America. And I didn't even know about it. I'd never even heard of it. It's called Thunder Over Louisville in Louisville, Kentucky. So I thought it'd be really neat to go on a riverboat to view the fireworks. So that's the plans, and it's on April 18th. They have a big air show with all the like fighter jets and all kinds of cool stuff. I don't know if that's going to be going on right before the fireworks or exactly how it works. But I'm hoping it'll be a much larger display even than normal, since it's the 250th anniversary. Should be a lot of fun. I don't know. You only live once. It's expensive to go on the riverboat. Is about $200 a person, and it's going to be me and originally it was me and my old lady, and then yesterday I invited a couple friends, and they said they weren't sure they'd have the money, and I said, I'll tell you what, I'll just buy them and you can pay me back. So there's going to be 4 of us because I bought 4, and it should be a good time. Only thing I'm a little hesitant about is after I bought the tickets, I seen it's from 3. You get on the riverboat at 3:00, and it's until 10 o'clock, and there's no smoking on the boat. This could be a problem. I had to get me some like fucking Zen pouches or something. But it should be a good time. I'll show you guys. This is the riverboat. Called the Belle of Louisville. I hope that's not copyrighted. It's really generic music. And I looked and I hunted and I hunted and I hunted. And I did find somebody recording the fireworks from the riverboat. And this was 2024, 2 years ago. And we can talk and stuff. I just want and watch the fire, and you can watch the fireworks over in the corner there. I'll turn it down a little bit though. Anyway, I was home playing my PlayStation yesterday. My old lady got a phone call and says, "Hey, how about you? Would you guys like to come over to the bar and hang out? This is like a kid's birthday party. It's the middle of the day." So we went over there. Meet was one of my brothers. Also went to high school with him, so I've known him for a lot of years. And apparently he had something happen to him that was personal, and this old lady shows up. And he says, "I can't stand her." And we was all outside smoking, and she come up and started chatting with him, trying to chat with him, like she was friends with him. And he said, "Listen here, bitch, I can't fucking stand you. You need to get away from me. I don't like you." And she started getting a little lippy, a little chatty at first to ask him why. And he said, "Well, a few years ago you wrote something on Facebook. It was about him and somebody else was going at it. And he said you commented on her Facebook saying you thought I deserved to be in prison." And he says, "And I lost all fucking respect for you." And you gotta respect somebody just flat out being honest. And she acted like she was going to jump up around that bar at him and told him his old lady was a fucking bitch and a cunt and all this other shit. And he didn't throw the beer bottle at her like this, like you're really like pitching it at her like you're going to like really trying to hurt somebody. He kind of went like this at with the beer bottle. And it went right by her head, splashed beer all over. And then that's when it really got interesting. He went in to try to get the fuck away from her. And these other two little short, one really, how do I say it, to be rotund girl and this other little skinny girl, they was all three teaming up on him. Like yelling, screaming at him. Telling him he should leave and blah, blah, blah. And I had all I could take. I started turning red. I tried to keep my mouth shut. And I just couldn't do it. And I said, "Listen here, mind your own damn fucking business. This has nothing to do with you. It was between him and her. Mind your own business." And then some two little shit girls just started going off. One of them got right in, well, eye to boob with me. She got eye to boob with me. And start going, "What are you gonna do? You gonna square up against the girl? Blah, blah, blah. You think you're a bad motherfucker, blah, 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 blah." And I said, "Listen here." I said, all I did was say, mind your own business, because it's not your damn business. It's between them two, and just stay the hell out of it. Next thing I know, there was like, we wait a little while, okay? The bartender separates us, and then the owner of the bar shows up, and he says, "Well, we didn't really care too much for them anyway. But just stay on separate parts of the bar." And I said, "Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go out. If they're out back, I'm going to go out front and smoke a cigarette." And this little fat bitch come back out and She said, why don't you just fucking leave? Why don't you just get out of here? Go away. Go leave. I said, why in the hell should I leave? I didn't do nothing. I told you to mind your own fucking business is all I did. And she started on me again. And the bartender come out and said, get out of here. Go back in there. You guys separate. And I said, hey, she followed me out here. I was trying to come out here to get the hell away from her. I said, I was trying to, stay apart. And she followed me out here. The bartender eventually made them leave, and they sat out in their car for about 20 minutes and just sat there. And I looked at him, I said, you know how women are. I said, they're not going to be able to let it go. Not going to happen. The women can't let anything go. And I'm glad, see, at the time my old lady was there, and she's a little shit. She'll scrap. She wasn't outside whenever this happened, and if it would have been a whole lot different story. It was inside. I don't know what the hell he was doing, getting a drink or pissing or something. And I'm glad his old lady didn't hear what she said about her that made him go off. Because she's a big girl, too tall, big girl. She'd have been whooping some ass too if she'd have been out there and seen it. Anyway, I told him, I said, they're not going to let it go. You know how women are. They'll never let it go. It ain't happening. They're going to do one of two things. Well, I said, more than likely, they're going to go somewhere and try to find some guys to come back here. I said, and I was going to leave. I was about ready to leave. I said, but now, hell with it. I might as well stay and drink some more beer. So I kept going, one more. You can ask my old lady. One more. One more. One more. One more. The next thing I know, it's like, I'll bet you there were 6 highway patrols and about 4 or 5 sheriffs show up. And he goes, oh, dude, I'm going to jail. I said, nah, you didn't do nothing. I mean, technically, you kind of throw the beer, but you didn't hit her with the beer bottle. And I said, and it wasn't until she come around the bar coming after you. I said, so really it was like self-defense. Plus, you didn't even hit her with it. So she could run her mouth all she wants. And the story of what had happened to him, why he didn't like her, that she commented on Facebook, was, I won't go into a whole lot of detail, but the story involved a gun. Nobody said anything about having any kind of firearm that night. But that's why they had about 10 cops show up. Because apparently the girls said that we was threatening firearms or something. And, well, as much as I don't like cops, they kind of went, oh, okay. And then they said, well, all the highway patrol go, well, we're leaving. We just showed up because somebody had said something about the gun. There's no guns? Okay, we're out. And they left. And the sheriff was like, yeah, this is stupid. So nobody really assaulted anybody. And we're like, no. It's like, all right, go about your night. So nobody went to jail, but it was an interesting night. I'm like, man, he goes, you're really going to, like, next time I call you and want you to come out, you're not going to want to come out. I was like, made things a lot more interesting, didn't it? But everybody kept saying, that girl stepped up to you and started, because she did. She got right, eye to nose to boob, because she was a little short, big girl, and got right up, and she goes, you go, because she started doing this, like, sumo bumping me, and I said, she goes, what, you gonna square up, you wanna fight a girl? I said, listen here, I didn't say I want to fight a girl, what, because I'm not backing up? You think I'm saying I'm gonna fight you? That's not the case. You ain't pushing me, and I ain't backing up. And I said, and I never said anything about fighting. I said, mind your own fucking business. Okay. But anyway, doesn't that fireworks look like it would be awesome as fuck? That was an interesting evening. That was yesterday. Anyway, how's everybody doing? That looks like a hell of an awesome fireworks display. You know, you only live once, man. I said, this would be really cool. This is the view from the riverboat. and I've never been on a riverboat, and I've never seen a really big fireworks display like that. They're letting it off. That's one of the big bridge in Louisville, and they're letting them off all the way across the bridge and shooting them up. That's the Ohio River. I thought that would be really neat. Something to do. It's on a Saturday, and so I think it's about 5 hours from me, so it's not terribly far. If there's 4 of us, we can share driving or get a hotel that night. I don't know. We haven't really talked about it yet, but it's kind of a last minute thing too, because I didn't know about it. I'd never heard about it. They've been doing this since the 90s, apparently. What's up, Carney? Anyway, I didn't say hi to everybody. Steve, Carney, Jason. I see Gary. I seen Motorbomb in there earlier. I don't know if he's still here. Where in the hell? Don't push either wrong buttons. Let's see, we got Gen X Tomcat. What's happening? Ms. Lotus, what's up? Todd J, what's happening? Beazer was in here. Frank's in here. Good to see everybody, man. Thanks for stopping in, old man. I think I said hi to Carney. Carney's my man. Oh, what's up, bully? You want to get up here? Be my special guest? Well, get up here. Well, get up here. Get up here. Come on. Get up here. You want to be my special guest? Get on. Get on up there. All right. He was sitting up here with me earlier, and I tried to get the camera ready for him, and he took off on me. There he is. What's happening, bully? Special guest bully. You see yourself on there? Bully. He was on steroids for a week, and then he's on that Apoquel to help with his itching, and he's been doing a lot better. He's still got some spots on him. See some spots on his leg there. And his tail, he's got some spots on him where he's but he's doing a lot better than he was, and he's turned into a big puppy again. He's been running. The itching was bothering him so bad for a while. He didn't want to do shit. Now he's turned into a big puppy again, wanting to play all the time. He's a good boy. I didn't want a dog either. When my old lady moved in, she tried to send her somewhere else. Somehow I inherited him. Now he just follows me everywhere. He's like my buddy now. What's up, Rob's neighbor? How's it going? We'll check them fireworks out. That's badass. I'm excited. I'm stoked. Apparently they have a buffet on the riverboat. Any of you guys ever been on a riverboat? It's one of them old-fashioned ones with a big wheel and shit. Big like steam engine and a wheel. Big thing on it. They have a buffet on there with the tickets. Includes a buffet for everybody that goes on. Oh, it'd be pretty fun. I'm just really hoping I can manage from 3 o'clock till 10 o'clock without a cigarette. Hopefully they'll allow vaping. I might have to call and see if I can take my vape on there. You know how I've been telling you guys I got no friends? I got in trouble last night for saying that. Because one of the guys that was in the club with me, I've known since high school. And I said, well, I keep my circle small because I don't have any friends. And he goes, oh, you don't have any friends? Huh? Right there, buddy. What? I said, well, you was in the club with me. Most people that was in the club with me don't really talk to me anymore. So I just kind of figured you wasn't really included in that. I mean, when I say friends, I mean friends, not acquaintance friends. Everybody has acquaintance friends. I've got like a ton of acquaintance friends, people I see that like I'll run into once in a while and say, "Hey, what's up?" Blah blah. Hardly ever see, don't hang out with, really. That kind of friend. We all have a lot of those, but I mean real friends. What's up, So Loud? Good to see you, man. My dude Carney. You see them? See, it's hard to see that, but they're little smiley faces. They got little smiley faces that fireworks that look like smiley faces. That's crazy. Some of them end up upside down, but I've always wanted to see a really big fireworks display. The ones that we have here, like around the cities, and we have a couple of them here. They're pretty good. Don't get me wrong. But I've always wanted to see a really, really big one, like Disney World, New York City style, like gigantic fireworks displays, at least once. So now I want to get to mark it off my bucket list, because this is one of the biggest fireworks displays in North America. Hey, if any of y'all are not busy, you want to go, if you can make it to Louisville on the 18th of April, that's where we'll be. We're going to be on the bell of Louisville. This is where this particular footage of the event in 2024 was shot. See that it's hard to see, but they're shooting off from the boat. There's a boat, and then there's a bridge that goes all the way across, and they're shooting off from the bridge and from these boats. There's a boat on. There's actually two of them. There's one on the other side of the bridge. And that's the Ohio River that they're shooting them off above, and Louisville in the background. When I was younger, I used to call it Louisville, but you'll catch hell if you say that to the wrong person. It's Louisville. The neat thing is since it's on April 18th, I'll still get to do 4th of July and stuff. So that'll be cool. And I'm not sure if there's what the date has to do with. They've always been doing it, I think, around the same time since the 90s. If there's any significance to the date, I have no idea. It's an odd time to have them, though, in the middle of April. Hopefully it's not cold. Around here, it can still be pretty cold in the middle of April. I mean, the bright side of being on a riverboat is it's climate controlled. But if we want to be out on the deck, we'll have to have our coats. But we could, if it's really cold, we could always go out for a while, watch, then go in. Go in. You're a butt. he's nudging me just out of camera. You can't quite see it. He's just like pet me, man. Come on, man, pet me. But I'm stoked. I'm stoked to go see it. It just come out of the blue. I was just researching it a couple days ago. That's right, Todd J. You only live once. Life's short. So I told the old lady, I said, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna be expensive. It's gonna hurt to shell out that money like that. But it's something you want to, mark off the bucket list. It's something I've always wanted to do. my buddy. I haven't heard anything new about how the war is going over there in Iran. I know Trump was saying that he thinks he's going to wrap it up soon. Yeah, he's been saying that for a while, like every other day. It's like, I don't know if any of you feel like me. I don't feel like we're getting all the honest truth about it. It's not that I don't necessarily support it, because they've been a thorn in our side for a long time. Okay, and look at what they've done with oil prices and stuff. No country should have that much power over the world economy. Okay, so especially an evil motherfucker like they are. But I don't think we're getting the truth, because he says, "Oh, we've blown them up. We've gotten rid of 90% of their missiles, but yet they still keep flying. You know what I mean? They still keep having to shoot them down. We have air autonomy. Well, how in the fuck are they still managing to shut that to have such an effect on the Strait of Hormuz, shutting it down? If we pretty much blowed them all up, I don't think we're getting the get down there, you fucker. Come on, go on, go lay down on the couch. Go lay on the love seat. I petted you, so now you just think you're going to stay now. Okay. I don't think we're getting honest truth. But I hope it wraps up soon. I heard that Iran's trying to tell us that they will let us end the war under certain conditions. And I'm like, excuse me? Excuse me, baking powder? Who in the fuck do you think you are? Yeah, act like you have any. You can't dictate shit. Shut up. That pisses me off that they even got the fucking nerve to try that. What's up, America Uncensored? How you doing, man? Good to see you. I know Iran's claiming they blew up a bunch of our shit. We're saying they didn't. I just don't know. And then I've been hearing a lot of this. There's supposedly some missiles that hit the Temple Mount, and people were saying it's the end of days and blah blah blah. But here's the thing about that: if you know much about the Bible specifically said nobody knows and nobody will know. Only He knows, and only He will know. And anybody that tries to guess, not even the angels know. Nobody will know. And so I don't put any validity into everybody trying to predict it. So I don't know if anybody noticed last week there was a kind of I can't remember what his name was, that jumped into the chat and said something to me about debating him. I figured out who that was, because they started doing the same shit they did last time. They changed their name. See, I don't understand that. It was he went by, I think it was Tommy Manic for a while, and then it was Black Legionnaire, and then it was whatever the hell it was last week when he was in my chat. He got on and started commenting on all my videos again under that other new name and giving me a bunch of shit. And he started trouble with Mike. And I don't understand it, because he was really cool at first. And it's just like he lost his fucking mind. I just did what I always did. I blocked him. I don't give a fuck. I don't need that shit. And if any of you turn into a real dickhead, no matter what I try to do, if I try to calm you down and say, hey, man, it's cool, don't worry about it, and you still keep coming at me, I'm just going to block you, because I don't need that shit. And I don't think any of my we have a good family vibe here, all of you. I love every one of you. We're all really we do good, and I just don't need it. We none of us want that. None of us need it. We keep it respectful. Uh, like Steve don't agree with a lot of the shit that I say either, but Steve's never been a problem. Uh, he's always been cool. You can just flat out put your opinion in the chat, and it could be way off of ours, and it don't matter. None of us are going to give you. We might say, we don't think that's right, but none of us are going to sit there and start calling you names or anything. That's just not how we do things. We don't. That's not how we get down here on the Hitting It with HardWire show. I got to get my bike done. My bike ain't done yet, but it got cold again. They had a benefit run today for that girl that I know that got killed. Sadly, I didn't have my bike ready to go. Plus, well, there's going to be another one. Her employer was a place called Hog Heaven. It's a barbecue food place, and I think they're going to have a get together for her, and I'll try to make that one. Several different people were trying to put on different things for her. It was a sad deal, man. She was well, there's a few people I know that didn't like her, and there's some that I know that did. And so that's about that way with any biker, ain't it? Some people's your flavor, and some aren't, or how would you say it? Your cup of tea, and some people aren't. And some people really liked her, and some didn't, and some just thought she was okay. I don't know. I could say that about anybody, though, but I do know a few people who didn't really care for her. She could tend to be a little on the crazy side, but you tell me one single woman that ain't. Every woman's crazy. They was born that way. They're all batshit crazy. Just hopefully, if you like women and that's your thing, find one whose level of crazy you can deal with, or might fit your level of crazy. Because a lot of us wear that hat. On the other bright thing is some good things have been happening. My lady started a new job. She's driving a dump truck now. She's making a little better money and she enjoys it. I had a job interview the other day. Not that I'm like necessarily. I think you should always keep your options open. For an opportunity that might be better. You should never just like stay stagnant in your life. You should always try to better yourself. And an opportunity came along at a company called Real Truck. It's a good company. They make cool add-ons for trucks. What ain't more awesome than that? I enjoy trucks. I enjoy add-ons for trucks. Only thing that'd be probably more awesome is working for like Harley or something. But they needed a design engineer. I talked to him a bit. They seemed to like me. They said they had 4 engineering spots open. They asked me how much I wanted for a salary, and I told them, and they actually said, "Well, we think we can actually do better than that. We can put you in for about 10,000 more than what I originally said." And I'm like, "Cool, I'm down with that." They said, "Well, you got good experience. I think you'd be a good fit, and we'll see." Well, it was like a first interview, and then they did get a hold of me the other day and say they want to set up a second interview, which is cool. Hopefully that works out. If not, I have a job. So, I mean, I'm not out of anything. What's up, Mark? I got invited to a get together. The guy that's going on the riverboat with me said, "Hey, we have a get together every summer over at my sister in law's house." He said, he said where such and such road is at, and I said, "Yeah." He says, "Well, the first house on the right, we always have a get together there every year." And I said, "Well, the only people I knew that lived there was so and so, you know." And he says, "Yeah, that's my sister-in-law," and that was the kid that was my best friend in elementary school all the way through junior high school for like 3 or 4 years. We was inseparable. We hung out together all the time. That's where he lived at, and his sister-in-law's was my best friend back then. Sister, I said, "Dude, don't tell him. I want to see their face whenever I show up." Especially his dad. I didn't see his dad in years. I seen him. He showed up, bought a guitar off me a couple years ago. A couple years back, and I saw him and bullshitted with him a little bit. And but I'm curious to how his dad would react. I didn't even know if he was still kicking it. I just didn't want to ask because it's one of them things, you know. So you'd feel bad if you asked and he wasn't around. But I'm glad to hear that he is, and I look forward to that. That'll be interesting. It's a small world, especially in the backwoods parts of Ohio. You know, we're not that far from West Virginia. If you dig into our histories, almost all of us are related. You can drive around all kind. You ever heard that expression? It's, "Hey man, we need to turn around. I hear banjo music." You can drive anywhere in Ohio, in this area, and hear banjo music. It's pretty rednecky around here. We are pretty hillbilly around these parts, but we're the Aaron Lewis, the northern rednecks. Oh, thank you, Jason. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'm excited, and with my old lady making good money, if I could finally step up the income, I've been making the same amount for exactly the same amount for the last about 5 years. And you know how things have been the last 5 years with prices and everything. So that's like a pretty serious fucking pay cut. In reality, when your wages aren't going up at all and everything else is going up, uh, hell, minimum wage has gone way up. Most of your regular jobs have gone way up, and my income has not. So it'd be nice if finally my income took a nice enough step forward. And I found out my old lady's. I told my old lady it was going to be a problem. She was working at a place out in the country that did not take city taxes. In Ohio, we all pay these income taxes, these wonderful things, and she did not have. Bully, what are you getting into, you fucker? Old lady, if you're on here, come down here and see what he's getting into. He's tearing something up. I can hear it. He's digging into something over here. And they didn't take city income taxes out. I filed city income taxes, and she's going to owe about $600 in income tax for the city, which is crazy. Crazy. It's only 1.5%. It should. Well, she would owe about $500, and for some reason, they want her to prepay for like the first quarter of the next year, which I think is crazy. I'm gonna call them, tell them, say, "Hey, we don't want to do that. Why the hell are you making? She got a different job. She shouldn't be." What are you getting into over there? Stay out of stuff. You better not be getting into nothing, tearing stuff up. There's nothing in here you need to be eating on, buddy. And this other job's it's a big company. Real Truck's a very big company. The one that I would be working at's got like 500 employees. So, and they've got plants all over the United States. And eventually, they have a plant down around Birmingham, and that might be an option. Or it's either Montgomery. It's in Alabama, so that might be eventually be an option. To find a spot. Maybe end up being a couple hours from Mike. We can all where it's warmer. I liked Alabama when I went down to see Mike, so that might be in the cards. And stay with the same company. See, they're a big company. Their insurance will be way better. Insurance where I'm at, it's not their fault. Their insurance sucks. They're not a real big company, and it's hard to negotiate. The way the insurance works, unfortunately, is if you're not a big company, it's hard for them to offer you good insurance. It's all based on the size of the company. Where are you at? I hear you. What's he digging into out there? He's right here now. Oh, he ate a pair of earbuds. I thought you said he don't eat stuff. Oh, take him upstairs. I thought I could trust you down here, you shit. Bad doggies. Bad doggies. That's why I didn't want to have a dog. I got way too much stuff up in here that's very expensive and easy and wonderful that dogs would just love to gnaw on. Wires everywhere. She has insurance through the state. Is that like a Medicaid or Medicare, or is it what would a state employee have? I wonder. I never really even talked to anybody that worked for the government to see what kind of insurance the government has. I almost think they'd put you on their own, almost like a Medicaid or Medicare. They must. I don't know. They must have some kind of insurance, but since they already have that going and they have to pay for that, you'd think it'd be something like I don't know. Oh, a teacher. Right on. Teacher's a very respectable profession, but it doesn't pay very well. I always thought I would have enjoyed being a teacher. I actually thought about trying to change professions at one point, and trying to become a teacher. And that is how I found out if you decide to go back to school and you go to get a bachelor's degree, make sure it's in what you want, because once you get that bachelor's degree, you will not qualify for help, any kind of grants, any kind of if you decide to want to get a bachelor's in another thing, like instead of engineering, if I said I wanted to get a teacher's degree or whatever the hell, education degree, they won't. You can't. You have to make sure you pick what you want. Hmm. Well, Beezer, that could be either way. You could say, you know why I'm super healthy and got nothing wrong with me? Because if there is anything wrong with me, I don't know. So you could say you're healthy, but if you don't go to the doctor, you don't know. Unfortunately, if it's something small like high blood pressure can kills a lot of people. And if you don't even go to a doctor or keep on that kind of stuff, even something that normally would be solved fairly simply, can get you. Look at poor Jim Henson. Brought the world the Muppets and died of a very ordinary thing that I think it was strep, if I'm not mistaken, that he could have just got antibiotics for, and he'd been fine, and ended up killing him, sadly, because he was too stubborn to go to a doctor. That's horrible, man. The world was robbed of the Muppets. The man had a pretty big contribution. Well, now that you got AI, all that shit wouldn't be much anymore, but it's still a big contribution. Years and years of making kids happy. I enjoyed the Muppets when I was a kid, man. Well, you guys, hey, let me know your thoughts. I was telling the old lady when we go on the riverboat, I was thinking about going live from the riverboat and broadcasting the fireworks and the experience on the riverboat. So you let me know what you think of that. Leave it in the comments. Tell me what you think. If you think that'd be fun, it might be a long stream. But hey, you could pop in, chit chat and whatever. It might be fun. But I can't promise you that I will man the camera the whole time. If I do that, I'm going to take my tripod, and because I have a bunch of stuff I bought for that scenario now. After the Charlie Kirk thing that I did live, I bought a separate microphone that I can hook up. And for the tripod, I have like a battery holder and different things, separate microphones, all that. So the quality will be better. But since I'm trying to enjoy myself, I may not man the thing the whole time. But let me know what you think. I'm going to get off here. It's about that time. I try to keep them about 45 minutes to an hour. And we're about 50 minutes, so I'm going to get off here, try to enjoy the rest of my evening. You guys do the same thing. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for coming, and God bless you, and I'll see you next week. All right?
The echoes fade, the mic runs cold, the session's done, the raw truth told. Another blessing through the wire, fueled by that 1% of fire. You've heard the facts, you've seen the signs. HardWire's cut between the lines for the insane wheels family, and none who dare to see. We're hitting it with HardWire till the final crashing beat. Yeah, hitting it with HardWire. Truth and power can't be beat. A massive thanks for watching, for tuning in and being real. From hitting it with HardWire, know exactly how we feel. The world keeps spinning, news keeps breaking. No time for sleep, no time for faking. He'll be back here, same damn place, to stare the chaos in the face. Keep your eyes open, mind aware, breathe that unfiltered rebel air. The fight continues day by day.